All right, so the first question here is, how does Kicker approach sustainability and corporate responsibility in its operations and supply chain?
Well, I think sustainability and supply chain, well, I think of, packaging
Mm-hmm.
as one of the first things that comes to mind as far as, how things are packaged and what's discarded
Okay.
and thrown away. And so we continually address that. It's challenging. Right now, there's some initiatives that different states have that are causing us to either change our packaging or pay for different, like
Right.
if you have plastic on it, things like this,
Mhm.
they kind of force you to either change or pay, for disposal.
Yeah.
And Oregon is the first one. We've just finished that.
Okay.
California will probably be next. And so, yeah, I think that's probably, packaging is probably one of the main things that we deal with just sustainability.
Okay.
Trying not to fill up the landfills, change our
Right.
packaging, and they're wanting you to go with non-glossy
Mm-hmm.
finishes and stuff, just regular raw cardboard,
Right.
just stamp printed on it, and no bubble pack
Mhm.
plastics and things like this, and preferably no styrofoam, and shipping heavy products, that's really hard to
Yeah.
do because styrofoam works so well and everybody uses it.
Right.
And so, but a lot of stuff we switched from that to just cardboard where we can,
Okay.
just raw cardboard.
Awesome. And you think that's progressing forward, like in the future, you think it's just going to be more sustainability? Like
There's going to be more of that in packaging.
Mhm.
Packaging is probably just a big issue.
Right.
The landfills
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And so, I mean, I'm for it. It's not easy
Mhm.
to keep a product in good shape, shipped halfway around the world, handled multiple times
Without styrofoam.
without getting damaged.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's challenging, but we don't really have any emissions here per se
Mhm.
because we're not doing heavy manufacturing. Another thing that we've looked at is solar, but
Right.
little not too sold on that yet. The technology is kind of changing,
Mhm.
and the laws are changing as to what you can get reimbursed for and different things like that.
Yeah.
So it's not a done deal. That and also with the new administration, there's less incentives.
Okay.
And our energy use is not really real big here,
Mhm.
mainly lighting.
Yeah.
Because we don't do any heavy manufacturing. So,
Nice.
but yeah, I mean, we're certainly aware of that. We recycle all the stuff that comes in here, all the cardboard that comes in here.
Mhm.
We recycle,
Awesome.
and so
Great. Okay, so we'll move on to question 2. What are the biggest challenges facing the audio electronic industry right now?
well, probably tariffs right now
Yep.
of out of China 30%, almost everywhere else 20%, and virtually no manufacturing in the U.S.
Oh.
And so it's just upping the cost of it for everybody.
Yep.
And that's probably one of the biggest challenges, I would think. For car audio, marketing wise, probably the biggest challenge is visibility.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a lot of times people don't know these days that they can upgrade their audio system. And the sound systems in the cars are good.
Yeah.
They're not as good as they can be, but they're good enough for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so that's one reason that we're focusing on selling products to the automakers as well,
Mm-hmm.
to mitigate that.
Awesome. I can see how that would be beneficial. All right, so we'll move on to the third question. What does the supply chain for Kicker products look like from raw materials to final distribution?
Well, the raw materials are sourced in the Asian countries that manufacture, China, Thailand, Vietnam,
Right.
Cambodia, they're sourced in those countries. Truthfully, a lot of it ends up coming from China, though.
Okay.
They're sort of the king of all that.
Right.
They're ahead of everybody else. And so, as much as these other countries would like to do that, they don't have the resources like China does.
Yeah.
And so, the raw materials generally come from there, and then are shipped to other countries, and then we design, engineer, and market the products, but we have them manufactured for us to our specifications, even down to the packaging and the artwork on the package and installation manuals, everything. We do everything, but we just have them do it to our specs, and so that's how the product is built.
Okay.
And then once it's built, because we deal with a number of factories, that is either put on a container and shipped to LA or shipped to South Carolina, one coast or the other,
Okay.
which is where we warehouse the product. If it's going international, that product is shipped to Shanghai, and anything that's outside the U.S., we ship from Shanghai.
Okay.
And so we can consolidate from factories that make wire, speakers, electronics. These are all different factories that are specialized. We can put it together and fill a container with products from those different factories, because they don't want a whole container of amps or a whole container of,
Right.
of wire. But so we consolidate just their order into usually a 20 or 40 foot container and ship it to their country from Shanghai rather than coming to the U.S. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
so we do that, and then when it comes into the West Coast, what's needed in the West Coast, which is we have to determine by sales patterns and things like that, stays there. The rest comes to Stillwater. So we serve the central U.S. out of here,
Wow.
out of Stillwater. And then on the East Coast, that all stays there and services the East Coast.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's roughly how we do it.
That's awesome. Okay. What are the key factors you consider when selecting suppliers and partners?
Well, competence and trustworthiness.
Okay.
I think those are the two.
So just like if you're buying a product, it's the same.
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
And you can't classify everything in China as cheap or poor quality or any other country, because it depends on the people that own the plants.
Of course.
And how well they quality control, how well they manage it, and do they do what they say they're going to do, and are they willing to work with you? And so there's a lot of those factors we look into, but and a lot of it is word of mouth. We know somebody that does business with them, they recommend them, so they've had the experience dealing with them.
Yeah.
Most of the factories we have, even though we've been with some for almost 25 years, they were recommended to us by somebody we knew that was dealing with them.
That's awesome.
And so reliability, honesty, integrity, competence, those sorts of things. And also we want to deal with good working conditions. We don't have a lot of control over that, but we do go to the factories and look. We haven't really encountered anything that's what I would consider really bad.
Yeah.
But the business we do with, for instance, Walmart, they go to the factories that we have manufacturing for us and examine them. They have to pass their standards before we can have them build something for us to sell to Walmart.
Okay.
So their reach is pretty far,
Yeah.
farther than anybody else.
You're talking about Walmart there, right? Yeah. That makes sense. That they're
Yeah, they're concerned, and but I haven't seen any stuff they might talk about human rights abuses. I've never seen any of that over there. Some of the jobs are hard or tough,
Right.
you know, and it's just, they are, that's
Mhm.
the way they are, but they've made such progress that most of them are fine, except they leave their windows open in the winter sometimes. And they're all dressed, they're all like wearing hoods and parkas and gloves with their little tips of their fingers cut out.
Oh.
And sometimes there's even heat in the building and they don't turn it on because their culture says it's healthier to have cold air.
Mm.
You know, hot or warm, humid air is not healthy. And so I don't know if everybody believes that,
Yeah.
but I've asked about it and they go, no, this is what they like. I mean, if it's freezing, you know,
Yeah.
they would, but it's usually in the winter. It's pretty chilly in those factories.
That's cool. I did
And
not know
most
that.
of them are the same.
Wow.
And people just bundle up and they work like that and they consider cold air as healthy.
Yeah.
China's just a little different.
It is, yeah. That's cool hearing about that because coming from Perry, Oklahoma, you know, I didn't get out much, so stuff like that is just
You wouldn't know that.
no.
I think they're just trying to save money, and I'm sure that figures in too. But
Right.
but the culture is that people are okay with cold, and probably because a lot of the people grew up on farms and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they come into town to get these jobs. They're not used to being hot
Yeah.
in the winter. I mean, they know how to deal with the cold,
Uh-huh.
and so it's not like weird to them. They may not have had the best heat in their house or where they live.
Right.
And that was surprising to me.
Yeah. No, I'm sure that'd be surprising to anybody who
Yeah.
is, you know, new to that. So that's awesome that you've seen that firsthand and
Yeah.
now can
Yeah.
tell other people, right? All right. So, how does Kicker ensure quality and brand consistency across multiple distribution channels?
Well, it starts at the manufacturing process.
Right.
And so we do two things, or more than that, really.
Of course.
We work with them to set up the quality control systems when they're running our product down the line.
Okay.
The things to check. So we always have, almost always, have our guys over there when they start a new run of product to work with them to get it set up, get the procedures set up, everything set up. And then they have quality control people in the factories. These days they all do.
Mm-hmm.
And they test it, but you have to show them how you want it tested
Uh-huh.
and train them on it, and hopefully they put up an instruction sheet above every station,
Yeah.
what you need to check. So if they swap employees on the line or somebody new, this is how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's right above their job. And
Yep.
so things like that. And then when they do the first, what we call mass production, well, they'll do pre-production run
Okay.
just to get it going.
Uh-huh.
And generally we'll have them send some of the product air freighted over to us.
Mm-hmm.
We'll check it out. And then we try to have our guys there for mass production when they run the real run.
Okay.
So that just to catch anything
Yeah.
that might happen. Then once that's set up, that's the first run.
Okay.
Then once that's set up and they're running a product regularly,
Mm-hmm.
we have a certain percentage sent to us that we test.
Okay.
And also we have a couple of people in China that can do that, of our employees.
Okay.
So, and then we send it here, and if we get a shipment in and we test it when it comes in also.
Mm-hmm.
We test it just after it came off the line, a percentage.
Yep.
And then we test it when the actual shipment comes,
Mm-hmm.
a percentage. And if you're finding too high of a percentage of failure, we'll have to maybe do 100%, open up every box.
Oh.
And we've done that before.
Okay.
And maybe somebody was smudging it at the end of the line.
Ah.
The way they held it,
Yep.
put a big smudge on it,
Mhm.
and they packaged it, or oddball stuff.
Yep.
We have the ability to go through and do that here. If it's just terrible, we can send it back. We don't like to do that. We try to fix it, and we bill them for it, for our labor
Yep.
to remedy the problem. So we're pretty good at it, but there's multiple stages to testing things
Of
and
course.
making sure it comes off right. you can't just go to China and order something, and you can't go anywhere,
Yeah.
you know, and expect it just to be right without working with them.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's awesome, and I can see how that. I mean, just like with ChatGPT, it's like if you have an employee, you can't just tell it this little prompt to get this done for me. You have to put in,
Yeah.
you know, this portion of it, and then you got to put in this side of it, this side of it, this side of it. There's multiple steps to it, so that's awesome seeing that
Yeah.
in this scale.
Yeah, it's a multi-step thing, and if you have a manufacturer that has more problems, you're gonna have to check it more.
Yeah.
And you know, like I said, maybe 100%. And sometimes if it gets to that, you may have to part ways if they can't do it.
Yep.
That's very rare.
Uh-huh. Have you
But-
had that
but-
before?
We have.
Okay.
Just recently we did that.
Oh, wow.
Product never got to market, but they just could never get it right. We just gave up. We both gave up.
Man.
And yeah, but you just have to, you know, because the product has got to be good. I mean, it's got to be just perfect when it comes
Perfect.
off.
Right.
Yeah, or else that's your reputation on the line.
Yeah, I understand that. And you've kept a clean, nice reputation your
Yeah.
entire way. You want to keep it perfect,
Yeah, we've
right?
done pretty good. We've had a couple of product recalls that we just say, just send it. We'll send it back. We'll pay the freight,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, you got to really do stuff like that. If it ever gets out in the field, you just have to recall it and just make it as hassle-free for them as possible.
Yeah.
And but you know, then people stay with you. You know, they see that, well, you
Yeah.
care and you took care of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You can make mistakes you don't want to, but if you fix them right, you don't necessarily lose your customer.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's something definitely that I'll take in, and hopefully my group mates will take
Yeah.
some of this stuff in too. I got two more questions.
Okay.
All right. How do you balance sales through big box retailers, direct to consumer, and automotive OEM channels?
Well, OEM channels are just pretty much totally different.
Okay.
And so, I mean, it's like selling to a big box retailer in a way, but usually it's just maybe one or two products.
Mm.
You know, like with GM, one tailgate speaker system is the main thing. So
Yep.
it's not like 600 different products you're trying to manage that go into Best Buy or
Yeah.
whatever like that. So that simplifies that. And but we do pretty much the forecasting for them,
Okay.
because truthfully, these big companies are not good at forecasting. They just use a computer program, and we use a computer program, but we also look at it and
Yeah.
think about it
Right.
and look at histories and
Yeah.
and you can, but you've got to just pay closer attention. I mean, big manufacturers like that, they've got so many things to keep track of
Mm-hmm.
that they don't have somebody that can look at every product and go, oh yeah, well, you know, tax refund date is coming up, so we generally sell more during that period.
Yeah.
You know, accounting for inventory, stuff like that, they just don't have the ability.
That's awesome.
So they'll give us forecasts, but usually we do our own forecasting, and then we're more accurate than they are. And a lot of times, if we just went on their forecast, we would probably generally not have enough inventory,
Okay. So they don't
and then
forecast
they would be
enough.
not happy.
Yeah.
But that's what they forecast. But
Uh-huh.
yeah. So we do it ourselves, and I think we manage it better.
Yeah.
It's just because we can focus better.
And is that this forecasting? I know, you know, you've probably been forecasting for a long time, but how does using like data and analytics, is that more of like a newer thing that is?
No, I think it's just evolved.
Okay.
I don't know what all is available. I mean, I used to do all of our forecasting,
Okay.
and so I had my own method, which you could put in a computer program, which I didn't have in those days.
Uh-huh.
But you know, I had the sales records from, and the averages that would sell and what would sell in different months.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I would go through and I had my little formulas that I'd worked out, and to track seasonality,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. Some products are tailing off. People are less interested in them.
Mm-hmm.
Some are like gaining ground. So I looked at it like really close. I spent a lot of time every month
Mm-hmm.
on that, and came out pretty good. So I think it's just a matter of paying attention to kind of everything, the big picture, and not just letting the computer program run it for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an art too. I mean, you know, but everything starts, logistics, it all starts with the forecast.
Okay.
Everything builds off of that. How would you know what to order?
Yeah.
How would you know where to ship it? You have to forecast how much they're going to sell in that region. I mean, it all starts, that's the basis you build off of,
Mm-hmm.
is the forecast. So you want to spend as much time on that as you can. Try to get that as close as you can. Then you have the factories build, and then you have it distributed.
Yep.
You build the quantities you need overall, distribute it to the right warehouse, and look at trends and things like this. So I think you've got to be, but that's the most important part.
Okay.
If you got a good forecast, the rest of it, you can sort of, rely more on programs and things like that
Yeah.
to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
If you don't
know
have a
your
good
numbers.
forecast to start with, there's no amount of getting it in the right warehouse is going to work if you forecast the wrong amount for that warehouse.
Yeah.
You
It'll
know,
just be all over the place.
yeah.
Right?
So yeah, that's where it starts. That's the real art, I think, to logistics is getting a good forecast.
That's awesome. Hearing you say that it's an art really
Yeah.
adds a little bit to
There's
it.
a lot. There's a lot to it. And,
Yeah.
yeah. You just have to. Yeah, I did it for years, and I have to say I think I got pretty good at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I was used to the sales patterns and stuff,
Right.
and but it was all manual.
Yeah. Oh man.
It took me a whole evening, you know,
Yeah.
every month. You know, I'd spread it out on the kitchen table and
Mm-hmm.
do my little programs, and
Yeah.
you know, I had my formulas and stuff, and go through it for all our products, and but it yeah. So anyway,
And you made it work.
yeah, more than one way to do it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay. Last question. How do you stay ahead of the rapid changes in technology and consumer expectations?
Well, I don't think we stay ahead really.
Okay.
I think we try to stay up with it. It's nice if you can get ahead. It's riskier
Yeah.
because what you think might happen may not happen.
Mm-hmm.
If it's happening, you know it's happening.
Yep.
But then it may not last very long, you know. So I think we try to develop innovative products that do different things, but their technology may not be that much different.
Right.
They just fit different applications that somebody hadn't thought of,
Yeah.
you know. So not really technically, as difficult as if you're designing new computers or programs or all that kind of stuff.
I got you.
We're a little bit more hardware oriented, and so we're using a lot of the same hardware, you know, speaker enclosures, but we're making them fit different places,
Mhm.
different applications, and tweaking them to make them sound really good in the vehicles and
Yeah.
this sort of thing. So you get a reputation of, you know, if you buy a Kicker speaker, it's going to sound really good.
Yep.
And I think it may not be like groundbreaking, like 10 times as loud or 10
Yeah.
times as fast like a computer. It's not. We're not playing in that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, just trying to make a great product that's continually evolving to be better, and that there's not any real technologies that, well, it's not like electronics, I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Not like computers, not like AI, not like electronics. It's more just hardware based
Yeah.
rather than, software, chips and all that.
Awesome. Well, that concludes all of my
Okay.
questions.